The world is depressing and sad, and cartoons make me happy, and discussing cartoon commercials make me happy. I did this like 3 times in the past, now I'm gonna do it again. Those other times there was like rules and limits and stuff. There's no rules and or limits. I have any cartoon I want. Let's go!
Hey, Bubby, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Candy Island taffy?
So Flapjack, as I've discussed in the past, was weirdly actually really pushed a lot when it was airing. Like with his commercial appearing in old Tootsie Pop commercials. Why would you even ask Bubby how many licks it would take? She takes one and she just eats the entire thing. Even goes to Knuckles. Knuckles is a vile and hungry monster who eats the whole thing. I hate you, you blue thumb! Pretty cute little ad. Wait, I don't really! Ben 10 was of course CN's poster boy for a good while, even with its final entry of Omniverse. And they rewarded it by giving it the toughest commercial ever. Ben, buddy, you're a loser 16-year-old. You don't gotta overfarm so hard. Your goal too bad. Your smoke too good. They'll kill you. Actually, why is it better animated than the actual show? The next one is Ben trying to escape some unseen force attacking him, but he can't activate an elevator. I should have had him explode right in the final seconds. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I miss an episode? I don't remember Albedo being able to erupt an entire town with his sheer might. Bro, frick Omnitrix, just use your evil red Palpatine powers, bro. Wait, is this the first time Ben transformed in these? Isn't that his whole thing? Yeah, it's weird, but these are a cool build-up to Omniverse. They need to give Omniverse love with its special Time War event. They did it by being in front of man. Okay, imagine having to model all these things for a 30-second commercial where you can barely see them. Most look fine. Then there's Ben. It's giving realistic Homer vibes. Okay, so everyone's asked what's inside a Pokeball. Everyone's ignored they gave us the answer. Well, I want to know, what's inside the Omnitrix? Well, according to this, Bros are just chilling. They got a TV set up to watch the action. This is a vibe, dude. I'd chill here. Ghost Freak doesn't move a single inch this entire ad. Do you think he remembers the horrors? Also, dude is fighting Vilgax without his enhancements. He's just a guy. Just split him in half. You're down to box Albedo. You can do that here too. So we all know the Justice League, right? Nice guys, good kids. For some reason, they spy on random children. In this, it's revealed that the entire Justice League is down to Doc's Dexter, just a cameo in his show. Guys, that role's taken. You know things are messed up when the Super Hitman hits this face. Also, why is everyone from the DCAU, the Wonder Woman is its Super Friends? Also, is it me, or does it look like Batman has 2 mouths? SpongeBob, of course, has a billion commercials, but this one always stuck out to me. It's for the financial advising company Investnet, where Mr. Krabs is one of their customers. This is out of character. Krabs would never pay someone to help him. Overall, it's a cute commercial that references a lot of SpongeBob moments with some fun gags in the background. Even shows off Eugene's crab cakes. There's just one problem.
Get a quarter for every SpongeBob mishap.
That's not my baby! Yeah, it's pretty common for Classmate Brown to not reprise Krabs, but they could have found a closer voice. There's 50 Crab impersonators online. It ain't that hard. It's done by the voice of Painty, by the way. I just like how he looks here. He should always look like this. Fortnite is well known for being chock full of crossovers, but they really do anything special to promote them. But every once in a while, they have characters so highly requested, so culturally significant, even they must bow down to his majesty. In this instance, it's the one, the only, Bob Burger. Bob as a gamer just feels so wrong, dog. Dude, Bob was fighting an entire squad at once right in the open. Amateur hour, Bob! Amateur hour! But actually, your squad leader, why aren't you keeping track of your squad? Especially since Cleveland is just doing dances the whole time. That's how it lasted longer? You suck at Fortnite, Bob. That's how Hank is even playing the game and he lasts longer. This implies that Hank started the game with them, only to immediately dip the second the game started to drink beer. This is a pro gamer move, I think. CN does characters as actors all the time. How about Disney? Here's a flood line from Draken.
One sorry patootie!
Okay, I need to know, where did the word patootie come from? Like what messed up man saw a butt and was like, wow, that's so patootie coated. What's wrong with you? Who hurt you? I like that everyone is just the exact same as they are in the actual show. See guys, this is perfect casting. You know, it's clearly using stock shots and just compositing them together to try and match a new scenario. Disney's answer to Space Ghost. This next one is a commercial for Camp Lazlo. I'm just gonna play it.
I cannot get the fire started.
Leave it to me. I took Scoutmaster Lumpus's bonfire course. Don't worry, I'm a specialist.
A big fire started last night.
Our own Total Drama started. CN had a few ads showing off their characters auditioning. Some of them definitely do not have the talent to eat bull testicles. But look me dead in the eye and say Johnny isn't serving here. This is just that one Pixar short. Okay, Wendy, you almost had me, but this is cheating and you know it. Break it down, white girl, break it down! I'm just saying, if Ezekiel could make it, there's no reason these guys shouldn't. Cartoon Network had a line of shorts named Perfect As Is. show off hypothetical crossovers for their characters. One is Batman and Inch High Private Eye. Inch High calls the bat signal the bat sign. He deserves death for this. Thank you. Tom and Speedy seems like a natural combination, but Speedy just kind of steals cheese and that's the end. Maybe Dexter and Roadrunner can provide something more interesting, with Dexter building a machine to finally catch a bird. So, how is Roadrunner going to escape this one? So this seems like a normal Tom and Jerry short, but Tom manages to hit Jerry so hard, he literally leaves the TV. Tom is casually a higher dimensional god. You're rigged, I tell you. Okay, so they then run around the house, airing with a ton of items in the house. So naturally, this is a car commercial. I thought it originally said, ooh lol. It would've if this car was worth a darn. Rick and Morty were freaking prostitutes in the late 2010s. They didn't attach their name to anything, usually looking directly into the camera saying they're selling out while selling out. Nothing makes me want a burger more than Rick Sanchez barging into my room and covering it into special shots with his burger buddies. Actually, there's a few commercials with this exact setup. Other than some of them, Rick is shown reading a script and counting money. That's cute.
We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken
Guys,
us
help!
to
Help!
sleep.
We can't
Summer.
Nothing makes me want to play Death Stranding more than Rick saying the game is literally boring and all you do is walk. You guys gotta watch this thing before you pay them. Okay, so there was that whole McDonald's sauce thing. They had a commercial for Hardee's. I know they're selling out to Wendy's. Rick, dude, pick a lane. A drive-through lane, that is. Please give me a Frosty while you're there. Thanks, Bessie. This one's really cool. It's a bunch of scrapbooks CN made of their shows. You think these things still exist out there? I hope they do. They're really cool. Especially the Samurai Jack one. I love the effect of the two fighting and the fire here. What I don't like seeing is Dexter's skeleton. Why is it so small? Is Dexter just canonically a super blobby creature? Also, like, Mr. Snake, you could have just eaten Eustace. Would have been a lot more nutritious. Alright, so I asked around for my friends, my family, everyone I could ask for some ideas for this. And I saw all the suggestions, and I saw none say, I should take a look at Jared from Subway. This one is so weird. It's literally just Peter talking about Subway food. There's like, no joke, didn't need to be Peter, he's just there. Dude, if the guy who loses his daughter eats Subway, well, I just gotta go there too!
The Subway Feast. It's as big as my head. Beat that, Jared.
Well, you can't beat that. We can definitely beat something better than you can, Peter. But come on, who cares about Subway? Talk about something important, Peter!
Why do I gotta get this stupid COVID vaccine anyway?
What? Yeah, so, while the COVID vaccine was starting to become more available, Family Guy, of all things, decided to put out a PSA on why you should get it. You don't think that's serious when Dr. Hartman is being competent. Osmosis Jones, it was a good freaking movie. Brian tries to use his phone, but there's too much plaque in Peter's body to get a reception. I think this implies if there wasn't plaque, Peter's insides would get full bars. So this is mostly an accurate explanation of how vaccines work. Except one thing. The virus represented by Meg. I don't know what science is advanced enough to tell me if the code virus is in fact Megatron Griffin. Also, Stewie's capable of just morphing cells into the Earth. That's cool. The Hanna-Barbera universe is really weird when you think about it. Like, how do animals work? In some shows, a fully clothed animal is just a normal guy. In others, it's a wild animal. In others, it's a pet. How do they decide that? Is there like some magic zookeeper who looks at each animal and decides what they qualify as? Well, maybe. Because this ad has a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters as animals at a zoo. Like, imagine just seeing a bear at a zoo that can walk and talk like a normal dude. I believe Yogi Bear deserves equal rights. The song here has way too much effort for a song about Hanna-Barbera. Dude, it's Wally Gator. You can relax. We may be holding captive several clearly intelligent creatures against their will. But hey, it's a fun song, so it's fine. I covered the Stan Rubies in the last video, but there's a few other Stan songs, like Hey Johnny Bravo. Written by Reverend Horton Heat. It's a pretty catchy song about Jonathan Bravo. I like all the random cuts the characters reacting though. Like, it's a fun song, but does it really deserve a freak out this big? Dude, even Satan is vibing. Not sure why Johnny Bravo is hitting the rouse, eh?
Johnny Bravo, you're A's.
Hey, welcome to the club, Johnny, my brother. I'm so glad to have our second ever CN asexual rep. Hope you get respected more than Peridot. Low bar, so you probably will. Okay, so I know Star Retro is a dead meme, but there's no better use of it than this ad. This is such a weird mix of game sprites. There's stuff from Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, Kung Fu, and not pixel art of various CN characters, except Eduardo. He's just stock art. Frick Eduardo, I guess. They also just flat out use sound effects from Mario and Sonic, and like a truck. Why are Blue and Graham just standing there as aliens attack? Are they in on it? Blue's definitely mastermind. Hey guys, remember CartoonNetwork.com? Remember when kids had safe websites to go to without having to go through endless kid slop and eventually find fetish material because the internet is handled so poorly nowadays? This commercial desperately wants you to, with Laszlo, Billy, Jake, and Blue begging you to watch their shows online. Now that I found this is super glitchy, which is fitting. The site is dead, and his characters are trying to fight back before they too get fully deleted. This isn't even a joke. Blue's begging on his hands and blobs for you to not leave him. It's now really sad. Hey, did you ever want to see Carl from Aqua Teen talk about Deadpool 2? Have you ever lived? I have no idea why they decided to fully do this, but like, will you say no to this? Would you say no to the greatest laughing animation in history? Also, why is Carl using the Aqua Teen's pool? That freaking bum, you could probably afford one. Carl complains that he'd sell the advanced copy of the film if he had one because he needs money. Did they not pay him for this? Is he hanging in the pool of death for the love of the game?
Hit the button, I'm Deadpool 2.
So this one has Bugs run a carnival game where you shoot ducks. That's a bit messed up, right? Like his best friend / bitter rival / definite lover is a duck. That's kind of messed up. Even worse, Daffy actually considers shooting his own kind. I'm sorry, but I would never stoop that low. I would never shoot one of my own people, even if it was for apple juice or something.
And win a jar of natural orange flavored Tang.
Well, it's orange juice, so I guess we're good. The stripe you watched all these years is now dead on the new stripe. It is now time for Space Ghost to do coke. You see, the joke is that coke is a drug, but in this commercial it's actually something deadly. This is unironic this movie with Space Ghost has been animated, and I don't like that. It looks like Zorak just angrily looks at the camera. Dude is pissed. He's definitely a Pepsi drinker. I know a man in the wrong when I see him. I love watching commercials from languages I don't get, because it just makes it 10 times funnier. Like, look at this rap with Arnold. Why is he doing this? Why is he dripped out? Why is he carpooling with Yogi Moto for 3 seconds? Why does Tommy Pickles break it down while still wearing a diaper? No clue, but it's raw. Spider-Man looks so happy. Look at the guy. Him and Yugi can get along. Why can't anime and cartoon fans? Zim segment always gets me to smile too.
Guess who's coming to DFC?
It's Pikachu!
Find out Monday, September 2nd at 4 p.m.
I need to know! You're not even telling me the name of the show! How do I know? I need to find out! Ah! You ever realize how rare it is to see Bugs truly happy? Like, when he's epically poning losers, sure, he's a smokable guy. But I mean just Bugs genuinely enjoying life. The most happy I've seen in this Japanese exclusive Mitsubishi commercial. Like, look at this dude. He's having the time of his life. He doesn't even know if his many racist old shorts, or his company hates him, or Space Jam 2. Dude's at the top of the world. There's no wrong turn to Albuquerque when you're driving a Mitsubishi. Even soggy carrots can't kill his stride. Kinda lame you got a Fred Flintstone in the car to make it work, but anything is worth it for that smile. Oh, The Simpsons. The greatest piece of American satire quickly became the biggest sellout the second they got big. With more commercials than basically any other cartoon. Dude, they're selling up for things I never even heard of. What the frick is Cece? It's pretty good enough though for Bart to try and kill his dad several times. Granted, I'm pretty sure he would do that for anything. I think the coolest one is that Bart is literally just forcing his dad to drown as he gazes in horror as Bart eats chips. Look at this gluttonous yellow creature chowing down on chicken. There's other people in the world, you know. His greed sickens me. Homer's little scuttle they hear is beautiful though. I also like how the boys run. I wish the budget ran out. I love that they just randomly just include minor characters in the background, like, holy frick, hi Groundskeeper Willie, what's up, how's the weather? Never mind, goodbye, I guess. Okay, so in this Burger King ad, Homer creates the Extreme Bacon and Cheese Whopper. But it's canon, he just creates it, and they say, yeah, it's at Burger King now. Every Burger King has Homer Simpson lock away in the back making mediocre burgers. Speaking of Burger King, when the movie came out, they made a website where you could make your own Simpsons character. Apparently the canon explanation on how we can be Simpsons characters is King and Kodos are just firing lasers randomly, they make real people into Simpsons characters. Imagine giving birth to Ralph Wiggum. It's like giving birth to Jesus. So like, they're the Burger King queen of King Kodos' world. Transrepresentation. Another has Krusty begging people to buy his awful gross burgers instead of the wonderful delicious food at Burger King's. It's a clown saying this. Subtle. Krusty decking the king though, I can watch on a loop. I want to note this one with King Kodo stealing a shake, because it also shows these toys with a TV that show off scenes from the show, and like, dude, these are so cool, I want one of these. Why must I not care about Simpsons as a kid? I always question how real world stuff works in cartoons. Like, this is a real car in Simpsons world. This is like a higher dimensional being. This does affect the power scaling. Why does Ned have so much aura though? I think this crow commercial is the only thing I saw from Simpsons besides a movie for like a full decade. Really fun commercial though. Burns loses all his money, and that's a bad thing? Should we celebrate? Like, oh no, the guy that did is broke, the horror. It always confused me why they made a news report for this low. Like, what? Is Ken Brockman just too much of a Pepsi fan? Mo hosting a barbecue out of the kindness of his heart, one of the most out-of-character things I've ever seen. Fricker is paying per footstep, like Mr. Krabs. I first was confused why Apu had like 10 croaks. Then I remembered he has like a huge family. So he gave away something for one of his kids to like Springfield's old Satan. That's cool. I think the family is ramming a sword in the final shot. They're like, oh yeah, these are the main characters, aren't they? Jokes aside, very sweet commercial. And they might wonder about the Butterfree commercials. There's like 30 of them. If this video gets 1 million views, I'll make a video ranking them all. The next one is building up something amazing. All of CN's characters are hyping up something big, something amazing. The greatest new show ever seen. This must be a life-changing, if it's getting Panda to cry. So, what is this wonderful new show?
Excuse me? Do you know what time it is?
Oh my god. This was Edward in early 2010s. As a kid, I hated Adventure Time because of these commercials. I can't believe someone really thought the best way to get someone to watch their new show to address a kid as the main character, just have them harass people. But granted, that's mostly YouTubers nowadays, so maybe they're onto something.
Time is it?
I don't know, dude, like 10:30, you can just buy a watch. I'm just saying, this was the most successful cartoon of the 2010s. More people should just harass innocents out on the street. So there's been jokes for decades that Snow Push is gay. It hasn't really been confirmed, but like, how it's animated, they know what they're doing. It's kind of funny that the scene commercials handle rare characters appear to animate in their actual shows. There's a similar commercial where Ugg from Thunder the Barbarian teams up with Double D. I just really like the animation of Dexter being punted. I love how Courage animated eating here. He's just a little guy. The entire ad about how much Ugg hates working here, and how he hates everyone, and how everyone hates him. A toxic work environment is no place to work. So dude, let's kill the Ugg. What?! I'm so tired, Finn! So this one's about regular show at Carnival in Brazil. I like how these kids have stole Benson's gumballs. What do those count as? His brains? Also, wow, regular show human designs do not work in 3D. This is false! Fire has constantly been shown to be able to eat food. Know your high five ghost lore! You know, for a simple commercial, this is really well done. Like, there's a lot of 3D models for a simple 1-minute ad. It's pretty cool. Speaking of Brazil, I'm sending you back to it with another commercial. The CN crew playing a game where you kick a ball with black and white spots. I like that Ice King is just a PNG. Benson is not made to smile at this angle. Where's his nose? I like this Marceline face. This is a good face. Then I'll show here is watching the game like, this just makes me happy. Remember when they allowed crossovers? Another good Marceline face that's going in the collection. Thank you for your services, Brazil. You might be sad that you're alone. But are you singing about a girl who doesn't even know you exist sad? I hope not. You want to be on the same level as Mandark? Why is DD 3D? Do we need a 3D DD? I agree we do not need a 3D DD. Good commercial. I can tell Mandark is clearly depressed. The next one is a nice instant game stalker from the Camp Lazaro crew. Mega Chaggy. This one has a bunch of characters making political ads, and by that it's everyone slandering and vandalizing their opponents. I'm confused though. How many parties are running in the CNverse? There's like 12 candidates here. I mean, it does feel like let's get official footage of Courage peeing. Some of these are kind of lame, like saying Scooby is Satan, or just simply vandalizing ads, or talking about how lame the other candidate is. Others have Dexter messing with Omnitrix, so he turns Ben to Pretty Princess. That's hysterical! That was when he was fighting Vilgax, the entire world is now destroyed. Frick you, Dexter. This Christmas commercial is only 40 seconds, but they fit so much messed up stuff into it. Like the literal first second has Dexter's mom about to kill chicken, immediately followed by 2 instances of cannibalism. Someone gave Sheep a shirt of his dead brethren. That's some Texas Chainsaw chicanery. So like, is this actually him as a toy? Did he seal himself in a box specifically to scare Courage? Or like, was this a trick he was in on? Who would possibly work with Satan just to scare Courage? Eustace. Burping Eds. Thank you. We now have Jimmy and Sherwood explaining digital cable. Something that really does not matter nowadays. Not sure why this start distorts them so much. Why Sherwood got like such big feet. Also, why is Sherwood such a castigator? Figure Sherwood, I hate you. Jimmy then corrupts Sherwood. Oh my god, he's been pitied! But yeah, wow, this has been some amazing digital. Circus. The insurance company MetLife somehow managed to get the Peanuts crew as their mascot. They had a fistfight hallmark for Snoopy, I presume. Thing is, the really cool thing is the time they just didn't get Peanuts, they got every retro cartoon character. This ad for Super Bowl brings in basically every pre-90s cartoon character. He-Man, Voltron, Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera, Fred Albert, I personally wouldn't invite him. Richard, Rich, and Casper, so I guess that theory is dead. Even Waldo, if you look closely. It's basically Super Smash Bros. Your dad made the roster. It's to show everyone deserves life insurance, including dead people apparently, since Casper is there. The weird thing is though, there's this big shot of every character from the ad in the end, except, weirdly, the Peanuts gang. They disappear at the beginning, but then they're just gone when the crossover starts happening. I guess every family has a black sheep. Even it's not Marvin though, that guy did kind of destroy planets, they acted like nothing happened. You know what a yogurt brand needs? Yogi Bear leading an army against boredom. This policeman is just minding his own business when suddenly, Big World eats him, and now he's Yogi Bear. And now there's unicorns, and people are terrified. They get hurtfully mutated into Mr. Men. Like, imagine your entire life being ended and rewritten in an instant. All your old memories, gone. Now you're Clumsy Man. But, oh no! The Big City Greens house is gonna be demolished. Wait, Molly, there's someone in there. Molly, you're gonna kill him. Molly, no! Don't go to London, guys. The Muller Squad and their killer attack bear will find you. Quite possibly the most iconic lineup of cartoon commercials is Fruity Pebbles. At this point, Fred and Barney probably can become more well known for these than their own show. But hey, for the decades these have been on air, we've gotten pretty good commercials. I like that a lot of these mix this pseudo stop motion CGI with 2D animation bits. They actually really evolve the Flintstones world with new creatures, even a raw computer. Dude, these commercials probably have better world building than the actual show. You know, besides the one with a random robot. Actually, not that weird considering Great Kazoo. The classic ones tend to follow the standard Felix commercial style of Fred trying to keep his special safe from a thief, being Barney. But like most commercials, Barney is actually successful. Newer ones have the two in league with each other. They're always pushed to have to eat specifically 64 pebbles at once. Not even sure you can fit that many on a spoon. Sadly, these commercials were later phased out, as one as Don Cena and Huey Irving took over. But if you want to have a gay old time, these are a great way to get fruity. This 2014 Bank of America ad is probably the last notable thing to come from Popeye, which is so sad. But it's a cute commercial of Wimpy as a tax collector. I know this dude's a freaking narc, but it perfectly captures the bouncy, always moving vibe of Popeye well, especially with individual movement to all characters. Bluto is more stiff with big, grand movements, Olive being a lot more noodly and stretchy. It's pretty cool. Weird how he gave Popeye only $1, but 4 coins go into his purse. Inflation hit Popeye harder than spinach ever could muster. Adventure Time's Halloween mad, who focuses on the scariest thing imaginable. Women. So, like, for some reason, all girls are huge in this ad. Back when this was made, this was a cute little thing. Problem is that it's now 2025, and Fiona and Cake exists, and
This is my top fantasy!
the first one is Finn and Jake just, like, actually drowning in a potion. That's weirdly dark. I like that they're scared way more of LSP kissing them than Flame Princess roasting them alive. But then Marceline appears and it's really cute. Then she mutilates them. This is why women are the scariest thing imaginable. Okay, so back in the day, Snaggle Push appeared in some old Rice Krispie commercials. They're mostly pretty fine. But this one for Cocoa Krispies is really messed up. Snaggle Push wakes up one day and he has a Midas touch where he can turn things into chocolate. It's your normal Midas story, turns everything into chocolate. Guys, this kind of sucks because the only thing that should be chocolate is a delicious Cocoa Krispies cereal. But then there's this fairy who explains to him what his new power is. I was gonna make a joke of, lol, what if he turns into chocolate? And he just does. He just kills her. This man has a kill count. You better eat your freaking cereal, because if not, Snagglepuss is coming for you. When HBO Max dropped, they decided to use Aqua Teen as the main way to push it, presuming that it took them like 3 minutes to animate the show. The problem is they keep bringing up that Max is the best place for adult animation. And when it's released, sure! Now, I've seen Graveyard's more lively. There's some fun gags that are actually new though. It's fun to see these guys evolved. I like the lore implications that Meatwad can just summon Carl anytime he wants to watch TV, and he'll just come and swing at Shake. There's another where Shake claims he's actually a nice guy off air. He's not. But I want to note this animation of him leaning to hug Meatwad. This is the best animation the show has ever gotten. Okay, but Shake is justified to kill Meatwad the second he's just watched Rick and Morty. When Shrek first came out, it was everywhere. They drenched Shrek's green goo and everything. And he sold it to everyone that would give him money. The M&Ms hate how big the Shrek ones are, so much that it's a curse. And Shrek suggests to break the curse, they gotta make out. Sadly, red M&M isn't as into yaoi as the yellow one is. It's been a bit since I've seen Shrek 4, but were the other ogres really this ugly? Like, my god. Also, it's cool that literally none of these commercials could get back the original cast. And like, wow, they do not capture the original characters at all. Oh, this one looks nice. Oh my goodness! You know, car commercials kids series always kind of confuse me. I get throwing Shrek into food, but like, what kid is looking at this and be like, yeah, okay, now my mom has got to buy a Toyota if it's Shrek approved. You thought Prince Charming was lame before, This Energizer ad has his entire army capable of killing a single rabbit. Where cases of these trees, they're just standing there. Ending this statement, there's a few Royal Caribbean ads with Shrek and some other DreamWorks characters, but I want to highlight this one. I have never seen Shrek this happy before in my life. Like, this dude is so happy, it's kind of infectious. Just look how happy he is when he roars. Little guy.
Hey, to the Lord!
So if there's any series that makes sense to have a milk commercial, it's Cow and Chicken, because yeah.
Cow?
But you know, let's also make it Japanese, because why not? Oh, my god, that red guy literally dressing as a Japanese person, that's kind of racist. Unless it balanced out by cows knocking off someone with her udders. Thanks for that. Truly. Geico's been doing commercials with everyone, but the cartoon ones are the ones I'm going to talk about because I need a little weird to pivot this far into this video. I sure do love them just bullying Elmer for no reason.
Cut! Rabbits.
Wabbits.
Rabbit.
You know, maybe don't make fun of a speech-dependent guy currently holding a freaking gun. I know he tries to mock how Foghorn talks, saying he shouldn't run a radio show, but like, dude, if Foghorn hosted anything, it would be all I would listen to. Dude should run a podcast. This one has a gecko trying to help out Wile E. Coyote in his attempt to catch Roadrunner. I don't think the coyote knows that Roadrunner is a little, occupied. I think birds ones are weird. Birds don't target people willy-nilly. It's really people who steal their eggs. What are you fricks hiding? You know, I always see jokes about how scary it is if a bear actually came out to you while you were picnicking. And I know you would probably just maul you, but like, this one actually just did it. It's honestly a funny juxtaposition between normal Yogi shenanigans and people acting as if it's an actual bear encounter. Oh no! That vile skeleton has old tricks again. How will we get away?
Hear me out. Switching to Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance?
I already got all say, ah, shit. This Dove commercial was always a little weird to me. It's about Wilma, Jane, and Velma trying on Dove products, and they immediately become more attractive. What's always weird to me was that Velma was here. For one, she wears her glasses. Weird since she can't see without her glasses. But also, wouldn't it make more sense for Daphne to be here? Like, she's the attractive one, yet the commercial and the live-action movies and most things push her as the hot one. I assume because Velma is, like, baby's first Hear Me Out, even though, like, at this point, everyone likes her more than Daphne. To the point where she now has the same body type as her. The baffling part is that Shaggy's the hottest. Okay, so everyone knows the commercial of Hank Hill talking to the Silver Surfer and giving him propane to power his board. I'm for some reason Surfer never looking directly at Hank. Is he like Medusa or something? What people don't know is this is part of a series of commercials called Fox Kids Heads for the Hills, where Hank Hill is being pushed into kids block. In these, Hank not only powers the board, also gives Surfer a ride in his now flying car, even trash talks Galactus. We never see the ending of this, so I assume it was removed from air for being too violent for kids. The violent part is what happened to Galactus. Back in 2010, Jimmy Neutron had his last ever TV appearance. Non-beloved classic show Planet Sheen, but in this Chrysler ad. Funny to see a kid who creates reality-bending inventions every day, but is floored by a soccer mom's car. The most notable thing is this in animation, which is for the first time ever for a commercial based on a cartoon, is better than the show. These characters should not be this high def. Jimmy then kills Cindy. Just saying, it's her last appearance too. This one is really cool. It's about some shows premiering on CN in November, but it's edited really well. Like Dexter's dad shooting a laser at Porky Pig. What a dick. So Kanker Sisters, objectively the worst characters ever. Kinda wish someone blew up their brains with their minds. Oh, hi Mewtwo Pokemon. Nothing's cooler than Jack squaring up to fight Mewtwo. Honestly, there's just a bunch of fun scenes of these characters together. It's really cool. This would have been so hype as a kid. But no, seriously? Mewtwo? Mind explosion. So to end this off, you probably noticed that most of these commercials are from like prior to a decade ago. So to end this off, I wanted to look at the one final bastion of hope we have for fun cartoon commercials, Adult Swim. Like, if Adult Swim didn't exist, we wouldn't have Rotoscope Rick getting punched in the face during Christmas dinner. What would life be without that? I found this one anti-vaping commercial where Rick finds everyone with toxic metals in their bodies and melts them down to make a cool robot suit. I'm not sure why what's basically the Stoner channel is having a anti-vaping message, but sure. There's this one with a really accurate recreation of Animal Crossing, while everything is on fire and dying as they play. Subtle. Smiling Friends got some fun ones too, like Body Horror, and Your Molecules Getting Corrupted, and Front Facing Charlie, and Alan Pissing. This one has the scariest thing accompanying Pim. A decapitated Charlie. Zombie Glep locked in the basement. Alan reading a book. There's this one where they're trying to help a guy out. We see Pim looking like this, and a guy looking like this. I'm gonna leave out the context. There's also this one that's a really accurate recreation of Looney Tunes. I have no jokes here, this is just really good. Most notably, there was Checkered Past, when they aired old CN shows on Adult Swim. Alongside that, there are commercials that harken back to the old CN days too. Including this one, but it really makes you feel bad for abandoning them. It's, not our fault on that one. But we do all the fun things CN did. Crossovers, mixed media, people morphing into others, Matter being a simp. It's all here. Sadly, these all lack voice acting. Most notable in the Courage segments. But they don't use these iconic screams and yelps. Probably the most notable one is the one showing the Adult Swim Museum. The only time they have Adult Swim and CN characters together. It's pretty cool. Watching through a lot of these though, I noticed they keep hammering in how much life sucks, how much better it was as a kid watching cartoons. It's honestly kind of sad knowing this is going to be one of the last breaths of air from CN, especially from these older shows. With the block ending a few months back, it's fully gone. It's sad, but hey, these memories will never remain in my checkered past. As melancholic as it is, that is the end. I really love looking over these commercials, but I feel like we have to end here. We have a nice, neat little trilogy and a fun spin-off. That's like Madagascar, and that's pretty perfect, so why do more? I covered, what, over 200 commercials and ads at this point? Sad to finally kill my favorite series on this channel, but hey, like CN itself, all good things have to come to an end. So, thanks for watching, and you think you can run from me? Oh yeah, that bit. Hi, Fred. You blew me up, you erased me from time, you separated my molecules from across time and space. There's the time of King Boo, too. And the time of King Boo. But you can't destroy me, Straight Squid. I'm your eternal rival, your very shadow. I'm like Joker if he wasn't overused. I will always follow you. I will be with you. I am... There's a hand on my shoulder. Listen, dude. It's been a year. A petty squabble with no end. What's your goal here? Well, obviously, my goal is... How's your hand doing that? Exactly! Don't you ever want like a purpose in life? Like something more to do with your life? I mean, do you? Yeah, of course I do! I've been making zero budget videos in my basement for like 7 years! I can't even get someone to help me out! All the actors are played by myself! Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. I can't even get a green screen to put my hand on your shoulder! That's just a PNG! Yeah, this is like below Smosh's in these videos. But I do it Fred from Scooby-Doo, because I make exactly 3 people happy. If I don't talk about random cartoon nonsense, who do those random 3 people watch? Saberspark? Okay, well who can I watch that isn't a freaking fraud? Frick, that's a good one. Exactly! Even if people only understand every other word I say, they like what I do, and I like them. So, what exactly are you gonna do, Fred Jones Scooby-Doo? I don't know. And that's fine, Fred Jones Scooby-Doo. You don't need to have your entire life planned out right now. But when you do, I'll be here for you, as I always am, and I am right now. Thank you. Thank you for this, man. Do you want to get some ice cream, dude? My treat? I like it very much. I figured you would.
Catch you on the flip, suckers!